I hear the voice of my grandmother calling me. I hear the voice of my grandmother calling. She says, wake up, wake up. That is all I know. It's a new song. I've shared the meeting details below. That is not fully true because I don't know where it appears in the screen, but I want to say I'm getting ready for a call today at 5:30, and I'd love for you to join in the fun because what we will be doing is advocating for ourselves and gathering with like minds. I say, I hope that you'll come play. I say to you, sometimes we think we need to be ready, when the truth is we just have to follow our ing. The ing is the voice within that says, yes, I will go even if I don't know the way. I trust that I'll find it. I trust I can get ready as I do what I feel called for, and today that's why I invite you and say I hope that you will join in so that we can together close the door on tyranny. How are you today, my friend? I want to play and cover the imperfections just because it's fun, and also because when we all come together as one, that is when we will be able to understand. Covering things does not extract the infection from the wound, which is what we must do soon, or we won't have anything to defend ourselves with, because if we just willingly let everything go, so many of us are not doing so, and I say that more of us must do exactly that. So I hope that you'll join me, and what I also know is that I've been blocked on a lot of things because of what and how I say it. So I hope that you'll listen to the call. Your grandma or granddad is calling you to do what they all did before. We thought that we knew best, though we had ones who cared in charge of us. But what we find when we actually see what's going on and look at the ugly truth is that most of us don't want to look. As far as it goes, it's a nasty hook. So let's say, if we can just learn how to appreciate ourselves and to say, we'll get ready along the way. Just show up today at 5:30 when I will host a meeting about self-advocating, where we can talk about how we can get ourselves onto the screen of life and to know that this is the ultimate game our souls came here to play. It's time that we take the line and actually know it is not just about being at the starting line on the front lines. Instead, it is what we say. Our words are so key. If we do not understand what we or others say, the sacred word will be scared, and then it's used against us all. So instead of that being how we play the game, instead I say let us come together in the name of who and whose you came here to be a representative for, because the truth is you and I both came from the same source, regardless of the box that we have put God into. If we just see him, her, it as the grand overall designer of the whole game we play. And right now If we actually see this as video game, drama is the name of the game that breeds trauma. And I say, let's paint our eyes with gold and say, yes, let us be the ones we've been waiting for in this world. It's great that you are interested, my friends. As soon as I started painting with gold, that is when you showed up, because this is the golden age we came to herald in. It's true, so I hope that you will be willing to learn how to advocate for yourself and yourselves. They need you to be strong and to say no, just because it's the popular thing to do. Many of us know that it is not often true. When we go with the crowd, sometimes when the crowd is moving to the edge of the cliff, then we go over too, unless we say no and say, let's stop and turn around and go the other way. So if we would just please all dream a new dream together, and to say the youth need to be the ones that we call to do it, because if we don't call them, then they'll inherit what we tried to leave them. And the truth is, they need to be the ones who take a stand and actually rise to the call. So like I said at the beginning, I hope that you'll hear your grandmother, grandfather's song from within, and to say, wake up, look around and see that we are the ones we've been waiting for. I hope that you enjoyed the message today, and will come out at 5:30 Eastern Time, because the more of us that gather, that is a fact, that when we grow in numbers, that is when we actually gain back power. Not because it's in the numbers per se, but because it helps us stand strong as one, and that is a whole number. One is complete, it's whole, and so you and I are both whole and complete in and of ourselves. And when we come together and take our power back from all the places that we were taught to plug ourselves and beliefs into, that is when we can then believe in us, and that is who will save you from yourself, because that is what this game is working with, because we are just mirrors to one another. And so when we get back to that fact, we can take back our power and plug it into our desire. Desire is to give birth to the things we wish to. So I say, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for tuning in today. At 5:30, I am hosting that call for self-advocating Mastermind, where we can come together and brainstorm and be the change we seek in this world. I do also say, as I said in my song, that it is the youth who will actually be the ones that take over and inherit the mess that is being created right now as the old way falls and the new order rises. And if we get them involved in the creative and recreative process, they're actually going to get a dream, a life, a reality that they want to take over, instead of inheriting ours and then making changes. Why not let's just figure out how to get them involved in the creative process so that they actually get what they participated in. And the other thing as to why I believe that it is the youth who are a huge piece in this is because so many of them have already come here with their DNA already in a crystalline form, which is what we have been shifting into. And when we understand that, they have already come here ready for the world that we are moving into, and that they have gifts, and we have so many starseed kids, not kids, kids are baby goats, and our youth are not that. So I'm just vernacularly correcting myself because it's a slip that is far too common that we don't actually think about until we've had eyes to see the lies of what used to be oblivious and now becomes obvious once we actually see it to understand it. So the youth are the ones that can actually dream this new dream and take the flame that we can invoke in them simply by helping them know that they have more power than they ever thought, and that just because they were taught, and so were we, that we needed to give our power to authority figures, the truth is we just need to learn how to become figures of authority that we can respect in and of ourselves, and that is then when we can truly be the change that we came here to be. Inspire the youth to be able to do the same, and when they're inspired, they're not down, they're not having mental health issues, they're not committing suicide or going through all of this insanity that they're being subjected to because of the transhumanism agenda that is currently underway, that not enough people are actually talking about. I say that knowing full well that all of these truths could actually get me expelled from this land. So I hope that you will take this message and share it with someone who needs to know. At 5:30 today, we will gather in strength, in numbers, and in our wholeness within our own selves, so that we can truly advocate for ourselves, for this world that we are here to unfold and to create, because we chose to become conscious co-creators instead of reactors that just do the same thing over again, expecting different results and then calling it insanity by Einstein's definition. We can't afford to do that any longer. I know I'm not alone in this, and I may be just preaching to the choir because you tuned in now for a reason. And so I'd love to know what that is. Do comment below. Let me know what this message means to you, what it means for you, what you're willing to do with it. Tag somebody that needs to know that they are loved, that they matter, and that we need them strong. We need you strong in yourself. Your belief is what is under attack right now. Our faith is what is being attacked right now. The legal measures that are being implemented right now are not in good faith. And when we actually understand that good faith and bad faith are actually in the law, that then is when we understand that laws stands for land, air, water, and space, for the 4 jurisdictions that we're currently playing with. And the court system only really deals with the first 3, land, air, water, which you can look up in deeper measure. And what we must understand is that space is the territory that is being fought for real hard right now. And informed consent is not informed consent right now because there are a lot of deceptive measures going on, as you know already, I am sure. And if you didn't, then definitely there's more for you to plug into, to dig into. And the truth is not pretty. However, if we fail to look at it and be aware, then we cannot beware that which we are not aware of. So power does come with knowledge. However, we must also then use that knowledge to actually have a solution that we have actively participated in, which is why I say, let's get the youth involved. And if they get inspired, they can lift us all, because their enthusiasm, their lack of ingrained pathways, neural pathways within their own minds about possibility is going to liberate and challenge everything anyway. But we're already being challenged, so why not give them who are here to inherit the mess or the message the opportunity to bring in that which they came here to do. So I hope this is empowering, meaning M is God, power inside of you, meant is mental body. So God, power, mental is what empowerment really is when we actually break it down. And I hope that this has been empowering to help you remember who you are, why you're here, and how you can make the biggest difference, which is simply to ignite the flame within somebody else who may have their flame flickering right now, because there is so much shame, there's so much guilt, there is so much pain in the air that we're all feeling it, and our youth are super sensitive to it because they came here already equipped to be part of that change. So let's let them be that, and let us guide them so that they can take a stand, even when it's not comfortable or convenient, because great things rarely are. And actually, I saw a message by one of the modern gurus who actually shared about the difference between, I can't remember who it is, or I would share it, Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty did a video on Instagram that I had seen, you may want to check out, about the fact that when something hurts before it happens, that is, or when we are fearful of it or uncomfortable beforehand, that's generally because lasting change is on the other side. But things that feel good, or the thought of them feel really good and rewarding, is generally because it's not going to be so good after when we get it. So it's like a workout, for instance. You never want to actually do the workout, but afterwards you feel amazing. But like if you think about the burger instead, sounds really exciting, and the fries, and you start to drool and get excited maybe, or whatever your favorite thing is, but that was the example he had used. And then essentially after you eat it, you feel lethargic because your system has just been attacked. So what feels good beforehand, rarely actually in our best interest. The thing that sucks leading up to it is going to feel amazing afterwards, and that's what we have an opportunity to do now. So I hope you'll join at 5:30 and share this message with someone who could use a little song in their day, and to know that there is a way for us to rise above, and it involves them, and so they just didn't know how important they were yet, and I hope this reminds them, and you too. So I bid you adieu. Have a great day. Lord J. Namaste, namago.